Hello my fellow chums, Henry here. FNAF World. One of my personal favourite games in the franchise is FNAF World, hands down. I love Scott's art style and all the models he made. It's fun, it's replayable, there's multiple secrets, multiple endings. I love it, it's great, it's very underrated. But I do have one criticism, one thing that I question Scott so much in what he did. Why the fuck does JJ have Unscrew? I have been recently playing a new FNAF World fan game recently called FNAF World Reflourished? Am I saying that right? Henry, put up on screen what I mean, and also put up a clip of someone saying it, like Dorko.
What's going on, guys? Dorko back again. Hope you're all fantastic today, and welcome back to FNAF World Refreshed.
I think it's a really solid fan game. It's got some problems, but overall I think it's somewhat of a good, not remake, but a new version of FNAF World. And one thing I really like that they did in the fan game is that it gives every character, or should I say every party member you could have, 4 attacks instead of 3. I think that's a really smart thing to do. Some characters in the original game don't really have the best attacks, so adding on a new one to make those characters better, I think it's a really solid idea. But while I was playing that game, I did question on some characters and their attacks. Not just new ones, but the attacks they had in the original game. And that's why I'm making this video. I want to look at every character and figure out why they have their attacks. Like, why does Freddy Fazbear have Birthday? And why does Phantom Mangle have Pizza Wheel 2? You know, stuff like that. But before we get into it, you already know, it's a video from me, there's categories. I put every character into their own category / class because I have OCD. So the order that goes is the classic animatronics, the Withered Animatronics, the toy animatronics, the phantom animatronics, the nightmare animatronics, the shadow animatronics, the Springlock Animatronics, the Endoskeletons, and finally the others, aka the ones that don't fit in any other category. Well, let's not waste any more time and get into the first category, the classic animatronics. First up, we have the main man, Freddy Fazbear. Freddy's attacks are Mic Toss, Pizza Wheel, and Birthday. Mic Toss is the most easiest one to explain. He has a microphone, and he throws it. Pizza Wheel is because Freddy's is a pizzeria, and he is the mascot of that pizzeria. It's called Freddy Fazbear's Pizza for a reason, not Balloon Boy's chicken shop. That made no sense. And his final attack is Birthday, which doesn't make that much sense, but Freddy's is a very popular place where children have their own birthday parties. I specifically remember them mentioning it in Help Wanted, specifically the intro in Help Wanted.
And develop a new relationship with you, as well as your kids. Don't forget the merch, perfect for birthdays.
I mean, what's more fun? Having your birthday at your own house with homemade food by your mother? That's boring! Going to Freddy's, where they have arcade machines, ball pits, really crap animatronics, and god-awful greasy pizza? Mate, that's so much better. Next up, we have the blue / purple / violet bunny, Bonnie the Bunny. Bonnie's attacks are Bite, Bash Jam, and Happy Jam. Bash and Happy Jam make the most sense. He has a guitar, and they are sound-based attacks. But Bite doesn't really make a lot of sense. However, I think it could be a reference to Bonnie's jump scare from FNAF 1. If you look at every jump scare from FNAF 1, there's only one that technically attacks. Foxy's is the least threatening one. So unthreatening that people thought that he was a good guy back in the old days. God, I'm showing my age to remember that theory. Chica's is just her screaming. Freddy's, because in there he has 2. His office jump scare is him screaming. And then his power out jump scare is like him screaming but like coming to the camera. But it doesn't actually look like he's attacking. And then Golden Freddy's is just a PNG. But Bonnie's jump scare is him like physically attacking the player. He's biting the camera, he's biting the night guard in his jump scare. So that could be the reason why he has the move Bite, because it's a reference to his jump scare. Next up, we have the underrated bucket of chicken, Chica the Chicken. Chica's attacks are Cupcake, Party Favors, and Regen Song. Cupcake is the easiest. She has a cupcake and it's an attack. Party Favors, I generally don't know why. I guess party because kids love having their birthday parties at Freddy's, so the party part could be a reference to that, but I'm not sure. And Regen Song could be because she's a backup singer of the band. Freddy's the main singer, Bonnie is the guitarist, and Chica is the backup singer. And then Foxy's just is on his own. And speaking of Foxy, next up we have... Oh no, never mind. He's out of order right now. I'll be right back.
Many minutes later.
Alright, going back. Anyway, next up we have Foxy the Pirate Fox. Foxy's attacks are Hook, Jump Scare, and Hot Cheese. Hook is a really hard one. I generally don't know why the Pirate Fox has Hook. I'll be right back with this one. This one's confusing, I won't lie. I mentioned before about his jump scare, but I think Foxy has jump scare because on how unique his jump scare is. And Hot Cheese... because pirates like cheese? I don't know. Do pirates actually like cheese? And it's not like normal. It's like raw cheese. It's like melted cheese. It's like cheese. I don't know, but like hot cheese. Did they have hot cheese back in the day? Did they even have cheese back in the day? I know that they would steal cheese because they were pirates, obviously. But that doesn't explain why That doesn't explain why he has hot cheese. Pizzeria. Foxy is a part of a pizzeria. A pizzeria sells pizza. Pizza has hot cheese. I don't know why I was so confused when I made this script. Last but not least, we have the one you should not have killed, Golden Freddy. Golden Freddy's attacks are Jump Scare, Rainy Day 2, and Haunting. Just like with Foxy, Golden Freddy has Jump Scare because of his unique jump scare. I mean, compared to everybody else, their jump scares are gifts, and he's a PNG, so it makes it more unique. Next is Rainy Day 2, and how Rainy Day works is that I believe that it lowers the defense of enemies, and I guess the reason why he has it is because, unlike with the other characters, he's not actually an animatronic, he's just a suit that's haunted. He's basically just a full-on ghost, there's no animatronic part. Maybe that's why he has Rainy Day. You can't really defend yourself against like the supernatural. It's not something physical you can fight against or defend against. And finally, he has Haunting, and I guess because, again, he's just a haunted suit, that's kind of the main thing, but I mean, after FNAF World, it's a lot more understandable considering that, you know, Ultimate Custom Night, he was the one who created William Afton's Purgatory. And also the two spirits theory, where people think that Golden Freddy doesn't just have one spirit, but has two spirits. Because he's just interesting like that.
Alright, on to the next category, and that is the Withered Animatronics.
First up, we have the guy who I'm pretty sure is Freddy Fazbear, Withered Freddy. I really hope someone gets that reference, what a lie. Withered Freddy's attacks are Mic Toss, Gloom Song, and EXC Key. Just like with OG Freddy, Withered Freddy has Mic Toss because he has a microphone. Gloom Song could be because Freddy is trying to sing, but because that he is Withered Freddy, he's a broken down Freddy Fazbear, it doesn't sound right. And his last attack is EXC Key. And the reason why I think Withered Freddy has it is because the look of the move is very glitchy. It could be because Withered Freddy is broken. He's a glitchy, worn down Freddy. So that could be the reason why he has EXC Key. Next up, we have my favourite toilet to piss in.
What did he say?
Please don't take that out of context. Withered Bonnie. Withered Bonnie's attacks are I-Beam, Pizza Wheel, and Unscrew 2. I-Beam could be because of his prominent eyes / not eyes. The two red dots that are part of his non-fake. This is so hard to describe. Those red glowing things that are part of his endoskeleton, that could be the reason why he has I-Beam. Also, it could be a reference to Cyclops from Marvel. Pizza Wheel is a bit of an obvious one. Withered Bonnie was originally part of a pizzeria. Unscrewed 2 could be a reference to how he's a scrapped animatronic, in the sense of Fast Entertainment employees would take pieces from the Withered Animatronics and reuse them for the toy animatronics, essentially unscrewing the Withereds. And it could also be a reason why he has Unscrew 2 instead of Unscrew 1, because compared to the other Withered Animatronics, he is the most broken. He's got no face, He's missing arm. He's a lot more withered compared to the others, aside from maybe Withered Chica. And speaking of Withered Chica, next up we have the best animatronic that can win in a staring contest, Withered Chica. Withered Chica's attacks are Bite, Cupcake, and Prize Ball 2. Bite could be because, well, obviously, just look at her. Cupcake is because she's a Chica, even though she actually doesn't have a cupcake, but it still counts. And then Prize Ball 2, I generally don't know. I have no idea. I think this is actually the first one that's ever stumped me. I have no idea why she has Prize Ball 2. If you have an idea, put it in the comment section, but for me at least, I ain't got no fucking clue why she has it. Last but not least, we have the one who just wants freedom, Withered Foxy. Withered Foxy's attacks are Hook, Rainy Day, and Hot Cheese 2. God fucking damn it! Hook is obvious, he has a hook. Rainy Day 2, I generally really don't know. And Hot Cheese 2, again, could be because he's a pirate. But then it's because he's part of a pizzeria, so never mind. Although, he has the second one. I don't think that helps me, but he has Hot Cheese 2 instead of Hot Cheese 1. Interesting. The next category we have is the toy animatronics. First up, we have my favourite gamer, Toy Freddy. Toy Freddy's attacks are Mic Toss, Party Favors, and Speed Song. Just like with the other Freddys, Toy Freddy has Mic Toss because he has a microphone. Party Favors could be the same reason that Chica has it, because Freddy's is a popular place where kids have their parties. And Speed Song could be because he's the main singer of his band. Next up, we have the most disappointing animatronic to get their own voice, Toy Bonnie. Toy Bonnie's attacks are Bash Jam, Munchies, and Prize Ball. Just like with his FNAF 1 counterpart, Toy Bunny has Bash Jam because he uses his guitar to attack. Okay, I'm going to be honest, this one is going to be a bit of a stretch, but maybe why Toy Bunny has Munchies is because bunnies and rabbits munch on carrots. Yeah, that one was a bit shit, I won't lie. Actually, maybe it could be a reference to how Toy Bonnie has been accused of doing the Bite of 87? I don't really know, maybe stretching more than Mr. Fantastic. And its last attack is Prize War, and I have no fucking idea. Next up, we have the first bot that people were damn bad for, Toy Chica. Toy Chica's attacks are Cupcake, Birthday, and Water Hose. Cupcake because she has a cupcake, and unlike with Withered Chica, she actually has a cupcake, so it makes sense for her to actually have this attack. I sound like I hate Withered Chica. I don't hate Withered Chica. Never mind. Birthday is because Freddy's, again, is a popular place. Kids have their birthdays. Okay, I'm going to be honest, this one's going to be really fucking stupid. But maybe why Toy Chica has Water Hose is because chickens are related to ducks. And ducks like water. And a lot of people thought that Chica was a duck. Without talking about an inappropriate joke, that's probably the best thing I can think of why Toy Chica has this attack. Next up, we have the animatronic people think is a dog. Yes, that's real. Mangle. Mangle's attacks are Hook, Poppers, and Prize Ball. Hook is probably because Mangle is technically a foxy before she got, you know, mangled. And then Poppers and Prize Ball, I have no idea why he has those attacks. Next up, we have everybody's least favourite kid, Balloon Boy. Balloon Boy's attacks are Balloons, Hot Cheese, and Munchies. Balloons is because, well, he's fucking Balloon Boy. I don't need to explain anything else. Hot Cheese is because he is part of a pizzeria. And Munchies is because, kids like munching on food. I don't know, what do you want from me? I didn't kill the kids. Next up, we have one of the OG Easter egg animatronics, JJ. JJ's attacks are Balloons, Poppers, and Unscrew. Balloons is because JJ is just a female version of Balloon Boy. Poppers maybe because the actual poppers themselves are round like a balloon. And Unscrew, I have no idea. Next up, we have Henry's proud daughter, Marionette, or the puppet. The puppet's attacks are Prize Ball 2, Mystery Box, and EXE Key. Prize Ball 2 could be because it's related to the prize counter, which is where the puppet is in FNAF 2. Mystery Box is probably because of the music box that the puppet's in FNAF 2. And EXE Key, I have no idea. Last but not least, we have the mysterious animatronic, Funtime Foxy. Even though this character should be called Toy Foxy, because it is a toy Foxy. Why is it called Funtime Foxy? So those motherfuckers weren't relevant until 2016 when they were introduced. Why the fuck is it called Funtime Foxy? Anyway, Toy
Foxy's attacks are Happy Jam 2, Cosmic Song, and gift boxes. And I'm going to be straight honest with you, none of these make any sense because we don't know anything about this animatronic. The next category we have is my personal favourite category of animatronics, the Phantom Animatronics. First up, we have an animatronic who definitely has a missing leg. Phantom Freddy. Phantom Freddy's attacks are Gloom Song, Sludge, and Rainy Day. Just like with Freddy, Phantom Freddy could have Gloom Song because he's trying to sing, but because he's a bit broken and also not real, it doesn't sound right. Sludge could be because, for some reason in this game specifically, the phantoms are either poisonous or just gross, and that's probably why he has Sludge. But can also be because how Sludge works in game is that it slows down the enemies. And the reason for this could be because, just like with Gone Freddy and Rainy Day, it's an attack where the opponent can't defend themselves against the supernatural, or in this case, can't outrun the supernatural. And speaking of Rainy Day, Phantom Freddy also has Rainy Day, just like the exact same reason why Gone Freddy has it. Next up, we have my favourite water grass type, Phantom Chica. Phantom Chica's attacks are Toxic Bite, Sludge, and Unscrew. Toxic Bite could be because, like how I mentioned with Sludge, the phantoms are kind of related to poison / gross things. So gross equals scary. Sludge is pretty much the exact same reason why Phantom Freddy has it, because you can't outrun the supernatural. And Unscrew could be, as maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but could be a reference to the arcades, considering that in FNAF 3, how you encounter Phantom Chica is that she appears on, I can't remember which camera it is, but she'll be in an arcade. So the Unscrew part could be related to like machinery, aka the arcade. Again, maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but yeah, I think it fits. Next up, we have the only Irish animatronic, Phantom Foxy. Phantom Foxy's attacks are Jump Scare, Toxic Bite, and Unscrew. Jump Scare could be, I don't know. I don't really know why Phantom Foxy specifically has Jump Scare, but hey, he's got a unique Jump Scare, I guess. Toxic Bite is probably because gross equals scary, and Unscrew could be maybe because he has a missing arm. Next up, we have the animatronic who, finger quotes, jump scares you in their original game, Phantom Mangle. Phantom Mangle's attacks are Toxic Bite, Mystery Box, and Pizza Wheel 2. Toxic Bite could be because gross equals scary. Mystery Box and Pizza Wheel 2, I have generally no idea. Next up, we have the one who doesn't like being stared at, Phantom Balloon Boy. Phantom Balloon Boy's attacks are Toxic Balloon, Gloom Balloon, and Rainy Day. Toxic Balloon because gross equals scary, but also because it's a balloon attack. Gloom Balloon probably because it's a balloon attack. And Rainy Day could be because you can't defend yourself against the phantoms / just the supernatural in general, like we talked about with pretty much the other phantoms and Gone Freddy. Last but not least, we have the one you should go back into the box, Phantom Marionette / Puppet. The Phantom Marionette's attacks are Jump Scare, Hot Cheese 2, and Mystery Box 2. Jump Scare could be because of his unique Jump Scare. Hot Cheese 2, pizzerias, it's the best I got. And Mystery Box could be related to the music box. Don't ask me why it's the second one. The next category is the Nightmare Animatronics. First up, we have the first father of this video, Nightmare Freddy. Nightmare Freddy's attacks are Bite 2, Sludge, and Freddles. Bite 2 is because he's a nightmare, so he's got all those sharp teeth. That's why he has Bite 2 instead of Bite 1. And I mean, spoiler alert, but majority of the nightmares will have a bite attack because, well, look at them. Sludge is kind of the same idea with Gone Freddy and the Phantoms, but instead of outrunning the supernatural, instead you can't outrun against your own nightmares. And also, let's all say it together, gross equals scary. And his final attack is Freddles, and I mean, this is the most perfect attack for him. He sends out his little Freddles and they attack the enemy, which is funny considering that in the actual game he's only got 3 Freddles, but in this attack he's got like fucking 10. God, imagine having to deal with 10 Freddles in FNAF 4. Next up, we have the animatronic who doesn't like being shipped. I agree with you, my friend.
We are supposed to be spoopy.
That shit is cringe. Nightmare Bonnie. Nightmare Bonnie's attacks are Bite 2, Rainy Day 2, and Pizza Wheel 2. Bite 2 is because, again, he's a nightmare and nearly all the nightmares will have bite attacks. Rainy Day 2 is because you can't defend yourself against your own nightmares. And Pizza Wheel 2, I guess kind of pizzeria, but doesn't really make sense considering he's not in a pizzeria, he's in a fucking bedroom. But he still is a Bonnie, he's still connected to the pizzerias, that's fine. Next up we have the animatronic who has the friendliest cupcake, Nightmare Chica. Nightmare Chica's attacks are Bite 2, Bad Pizza, and Water Hose. Bite 2 is because she's a nightmare. Bad Pizza is because it relates to food, which Chica is always related to food, like cupcakes or the pizzas. And also, you know, gross equals scary. And Water Hose is because, kind of similar to what I said about Toy Chica, chickens are related to ducks, and ducks swim. This is the best I got. Next up, we have the animatronic who was my favourite.
Used to be my favourite animatronic. Not anymore.
Nightmare Foxy. Nightmare Foxy's attacks are Bite 2, Unscrew 2, and Hot Cheese 2. Bite 2 is because, again, he's a nightmare. Unscrew 2 could be because the nightmares are extremely withered, similar to the Withereds. And Hot Cheese 2, I don't want to talk about this again. This is, you know why, this is skip. Next up, we have the big boy, Nightmare Fredbear. Now, before I get into Nightmare Fredbear, I will have to say that Nightmare Fredbear, for some reason, kind of has two sets of moves. Pre-Update 2 and Post-Update 2, for some reason, have two different moves for Nightmare Fredbear. Because Post-Update 2, he had Toxic Bite 2, Freddles, and Megabytes. But Pre-Update 2, he originally had Toxic Bite 2, Bad Pizza, and Megabytes. So I will be explaining post-update 2 and pre-update 2 when it comes to their separate moves. So let's start with post-update 2. Toxic Bite 2 is because it's another bite attack and because he's a nightmare, and also because, well, look at him. Big ass jaw with also another jaw in his stomach. Oh, I also forgot to mention, gross equals scary. Freddles is because I guess he's somewhat of a Freddy. He was the original Freddy before Freddy was created, so him having a Freddy attack makes sense. And Megabyte is because, well, there's a lot of reasons, but also because he's a nightmare, he's got two mouths, his jaw is massive, and it could also kind of be a reference to the bite. Now onto the pre-update 2, instead of having Freddles, he instead had Bad Pizza, which could be a reference to, I guess, Fredbear's Family Diner, even though it's not called a pizzeria, it did sell pizzas, that was kind of their main thing. And, again, gross equals scary. Ah, that was complicated, that was. Anyway, next up we have the big boy, but black and see-through, Nightmare. Nightmare's attacks are Toxic Bite 2, Rainy Day 2, and Megabytes. And you probably noticed that he basically has two of the exact same attacks as Nightmare Fredbear. So we don't need to explain Toxic Bite 2 and Megabyte because we already explained with Nightmare Fredbear. But Rainy Day 2 could be the same reason why Nightmare Bonnie has it, because you can't defend yourself against your own nightmares. And I mean, his literal name is Nightmare. Next up, we have the animatronic from my award-winning video, Plush Trap. Plush Trap's attacks are Toxic Bite, Bad Pizza, and Sludge. Toxic Bite is because gross equals scary, and even though this was way after this game, a bite attack kind of fits Plush Trap nowadays, considering that in the Plush Trap Chaser from Fazbear's Frights, he's just a non-stopping biting animatronic. He constantly bites. So a bite attack honestly fits really well, but this was obviously after FNAF World. Bad Pizza could be a reference to Fredbear's Family Diner, which could be where Plush Trap actually comes from, and also, again, gross equals scary. And Sludge is because you can't outrun from this little guy. Next up, we have the animatronic who haunts John's nightmare, Nightmarion's attacks are Prize Ball 2, Bubble Breath, and Fourth Wall. Prize Ball 2 could be a reference to the prize counter. Bubble Breath could be Nightmarion is squid. I'll be taking no further questions. And fourth wall doesn't really make a lot of sense. Okay, so originally I went on an entire rant about Ultimate Custom Night, but while I was editing this video, I kind of realised none of this made any sense. So, TLDR, I don't understand why Nightmarion has fourth wall. Next up we have the animatronic who needs help counting his teeth, Nightmare Balloon Boy. Nightmare Balloon Boy's attacks are Megabite, Bubble Breath, and Balloons. Megabite is because, I mean, his entire body is just head, like there's nothing else, it's just a big fat head with lots of teeth. Bubble Breath could be because he's round like a bubble. Or maybe it could be a reference to balloons, because balloons are round as well. And Balloons is because... what do you think? Have a guess. Next up we have the animatronic who is the definition of you are what you eat, aka a large carrot, Jacko Bonnie. Jacko Bonnie's attacks are Haunting, Jacko Bombs, and Slasher. Haunting could be because Jacko Bonnie is related to the supernatural, as he is a supernatural character, and ghosts are also supernatural. Jacko Bombs is because the Jacko animatronics are obviously based on jack-o'-lanterns, and when a character uses this attack, it shoots out jack-o'-lanterns. And Slasher could be because slashers are horror related / Halloween related, which connects them to the Jacko animatronics. Last but not least, we have the animatronic who is literally a robotic demon, Jacko Chica. Jacko Chica's attacks are Haunting, Jacko Bombs, and Buzzsaw. Haunting and Jacko Bombs are the exact same reason why Jacko Bonnie has them, so I don't need to explain that. Buzzsaw is somewhat similar to why Jacko Bonnie has Slasher. Buzzsaws, or just saws in general, are used as weapons that slashers will use. Think of Leatherface with his chainsaw. Alright, on to the next category, and that category is the Shadow Animatronics. First up, we have the animatronic who's just made out of a bottle of Ribena Blackcurrant Squash, Shadow Freddy. Shadow Freddy's attacks are Unscrew, EXE Key, and Water Hose. Now before I get into the attacks, I do want to mention that Shadow Freddy in this game is basically just the insta-kill guy, because all of his attacks are attacks that insta-kill enemies, or have a chance to insta-kill them. Anyways, Unscrew could be, again, an insta-kill, but also because he's basically just a recolor of Withered Freddy, who is just Withered Freddy, and that's probably why Shadow Freddy has Unscrew. Unscrew could be because, again, insta-kill, but also could be a reference to his Easter egg. The animation, or the look of the attack itself, is very glitchy, and it reminded me of cameras in the FNAF games and how they are staticky and glitchy as well. And where do you find Shadow Freddy? On cameras. And his last attack is Water Hose, and that is literally the only one I don't think makes sense. Unless you want to try and connect it to Shadow Freddy being a big bottle of Ribena Blackcurrant Squash. Aside from that, literally nothing else. Last but not least, yes, there's only 2 animatronics in this category. We have Shadow Bonnie, aka RWQFSFASS fucking so. Anyway, I'm just going to be calling him Shadow Bonnie because I'm not saying that. You can't make me. Shadow Bonnie's attacks are Haunting, Mimic Ball, and Gift Boxes. Haunting could be because he's a hallucination. Mimic Ball could be because it's going to be a bit of a stretch, but hold on, right? I think the reason why Shadow Bonnie has Mimic Ball is because you can technically mimic stuff with your shadow. It's not the best reason, but I think that's why Shadow Bonnie has Mimic Ball. Also, I know he isn't on this video or in this entire game, but if the Mimic was in this game, he would 100% have the Mimic Ball. Come on now. It's so simple. And gift boxes could be related to shadows again, because shadows can't die, and gift boxes, the move itself, just gives you an extra life. This is the one that stretches the most. I've got nothing, I'm going to be honest. Next category we have is the Springlock Animatronics. First up, we have the one who started it all, Fredbear. Fredbear's attacks are Megabytes, Regen Song, and Mimic Ball. Megabyte could be because, similar to why Nightmare Fredbear has it, Fredbear could have it because it relates to the Bite incidents. Region's song could be because he's the main singer of his... It's not even a band, it's like 2 guys. So he's the main singer of his duo. Yeah. And Mimic Bull, I generally have no idea. Next up we have the male? Female? Who knows, it's just a rabbit. Spring Bonnie. Spring Bonnie's attacks are Springlocks, Happy Jam 2, and Cosmic Song. Springlocks is because Spring Bonnie is a Springlock suit. That's the whole point of this fucking category. Happy Jam 2 and Cosmic Song could be because they could be playing music, but we don't really know what their main purpose was in Fredbear's. I mean, I presume they had a guitar, like Bonnie. Last but not least, we have my favourite killer from Dead by Daylight, Springtrap. Springtrap's attacks are Bite 2, Springlocks, and Rainy Day. Bite 2 could be because technically he has 2 mouths. You know, the mouth of Afton and the mouth of the animatronic. So maybe that's why he has Bite 2. Or maybe because the Springlock gives it more of a bit of a crunch than just a normal animatronic bite. But who knows? Springlocks could be because he's obviously a Springlock suit, or at least a guy in a Springlock suit. And Rainy Day 2 could be because that could be the reason why Afton got Springlocked, considering that people theorised that because of the old building and the leaks, some wetness from, I don't know, rain or something went onto the suit, and that's pretty much what killed him, or made him Springtrap. So literally, Rainy Day is the thing that technically made him. On to the next category, and that is the Endoskeletons. First up, you have the animatronic who got replaced by a toilet, Endo-01. Endo-01's attacks are Power Song, Armored Song, and Endo Army. Power and Armor songs generally have no idea. Like, zero clue why. And the only attack I think fits is Endo Army because obviously he is an endoskeleton. I question why he could send out endos, but let's not question that. Next up, we have my favourite Endo, Endo-02. Endo-02's attacks are Speed Song, Endo Army, and Neon Wall. Speed Song, I generally have no idea. Endo Army could be because he's an endoskeleton. And Neon Wall could be because it's maybe just a sci-fi reference in general. And endos are just robots, they are. Last but not least, we have the only original animatronic on this entire list, Endo Plush. Endo Plush's attacks are Neon Wall, I-Beam, and Water Hose. Neon Wall could be because of just sci-fi in general. I-Beam could be because he's got them big old eyes.
And stop staring at me with them big old eyes.
And Water Hose is fucking stupid. I'm sorry. That's just a full-on robot. Why the fuck does it have a water attack? That shit would fry him. Why am I questioning this game why am I questioning FNAF in general? This is a franchise with Remnant. I shouldn't really question anything at this point. Now we're on to our last category of the video, that being others. First up, we have the one and only man himself, Adam Dude, aka Scott. Adam Dude's attacks are Neon Wall, Megavirus, and Fourth Wall. Neon Wall could be a reference to his previous game, that being the Desert Hope. We'll talk about that move later with Coffee, but the attack itself looks like the aesthetics of that game. And obviously, he created that game. Megavirus could be because, I mean, he's the guy who created the game. He could probably do that. He could probably just put any virus in the fucking game. And Fourth Wall could be because, I mean, spoiler alert, this entire game is a Fourth Wall. It's just about Scott and his original creations versus FNAF, which hasn't aged quite well because in that FNAF is literally the thing that he only does. So, yeah, we're not getting a Chipper game anymore, or Desolate Hope 2. Also, the attack itself is literally just him. It's literally the most perfect attack for him. Next up, we have Coffee, or Adventure Coffee, or Coffee Pot, or Adventure Coffee Pot. Coffee's attacks are Gift Boxes, Megavirus, and Neon Wall. Gift Boxes could be... I generally have no idea. Megavirus could be a reference to his game. Spoilers for the Desert Hope, but the entire game is about a virus and you play as Coffee in that game, so the Megavirus part could be a reference to that. And just like with Megavirus, Neon Wall could also be a reference to the Desolate Hope, but in the combat, more specifically the visuals of the combat. Because if you look at Neon Wall, like the design of Neon Wall, and then the combat visuals of Desolate Hope, come on, that's clearly a reference to that. Next up, we have the depressed deceased kid, DDK for short, Crying Child. Crying Child's attacks are Power Song, Armored Song, and Gift Boxes. Power and Armor Song, really have no idea. Maybe because they like singing or they like music. But then who the fuck doesn't like music? And the only one I kind of have an idea for is gift boxes, and that could be related to Freddy's, because the gift boxes themselves are just presents from Freddy's. And also gift boxes, like the move itself, gives you like a second life. It would be nice if the character who is technically already dead to give other people a second chance at life. That's kind of nice. I kind of like that. Next up, we have the terrible father, who is the reason why FNAF is a thing, Mr. Chipper. Chipper's attacks are Mimic Ball, Buzzsaw, and Hocus Pocus. Mimic and Hocus Pocus, I really have no idea why he has these attacks. It could be a reference to Chipper, like the actual game he comes from, but I haven't played through the entire game yet, so I don't know if that's a reference. But Buzzsaw could be, because Buzzsaws are related to chainsaws, which relates to Chippers, considering that he's a beaver. The entire game is about being the next, manager of the Chipper company in game. Next up, we have the literal living pieces of paper Powers. Paper Powers attacks are Prize Ball 2, Mystery Box 2, and Mimic Ball. Prize Ball 2 and Mystery Box 2, really have no idea. Could be related to the actual pizzerias, considering that prizes and the box itself are from FNAF 2. The paper powers are from FNAF 2, but I don't know, it's a bit of a stretch. And Mimic Ball could be because you can technically mimic stuff on paper, either cutting it or drawing it, so that could be a reason why he has Mimic Ball. Last but certainly not least, we have the man behind the slaughter himself, Purple Guy. It's really weird to say Purple Guy because everybody just calls him Afton or William Afton. Purple Guy's attacks are Speed Song, Slasher, and Hocus Pocus. Speed Song could be because, could it be a reference to his car? That's the best I got. Slasher could be because he's a murderer, he's the killer, and I mean, he is really a slasher when he becomes Springtrap as well. Again, that's why he's in Dead by Daylight. And Hocus Pocus, really, I have no idea. Thank you all so much for watching the video. This is a bit of a different video. I haven't done a FNAF video in a while, but this was quite refreshing because I love FNAF World, I love FNAF, and honestly, my next video could be another FNAF video, gonna be honest, because I have an idea, and oh, it's gonna be nice, it's gonna be fun. And this video, while not really being similar to my couple other videos, they are kind of similar, considering that I'm over-analysing a certain subject, just like how I did with basically my Pokemon types videos. Right, I think that's it. If you did enjoy this video, why not consider liking? If you want to see more content like this, subscribe, and if you want to get notified whenever I make a new video, hit that notification bell. Check out my Twitter when I post tweets like this. Check out my Instagram where I post photos like this, and check out my TikTok where I post videos like this. Again, thank you everybody for watching the video, and hopefully I will see you guys next time on the flip side. Bye bye!